Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Juan, and today we're going over some Reddit questions on photography. So let's get into it. The very first one says, what is the one photography assignment that taught you the most? I am looking for structured assignments which will help me improve my photography. I am an experienced enthusiast over 20 years of shooting, but I feel a bit still. Recently, I've not learned anything new or looked at anything differently. Is there any assignment you have done which you have felt moved the dial for you? So something that I pick up right away is that this is a common problem for creatives in general, right? We're always looking at what other photographers are doing. We're always looking at what we can improve, right? And it's a fantastic thing. It's a great thing. And that's what keeps us creative, right? We're always creating new things, different things, and elevating and pushing our craft forward. Something that I've noticed about this person is that he called himself or herself an experienced enthusiast. And they've been shooting for over 20 years, which is an amazing thing, right? 20 years, you got all the basics down. But then how long have you been improving and advancing those 20 years, right? Was it like you learned the basics in the first 2 years, you stopped learning, and then you just kind of continued doing the same thing over again? But to answer the question, the thing that has helped my photography leaps and bounds has been to see the photos everywhere you go. Even if you don't have a camera in hand, visualize where you can place your model, place your couple, place your quinceañera, whatever it is that you shoot. Visualize the light, visualize the patterns and the shapes that you see in your everyday life as you're just walking down into Walmart, walking wherever you go every single day. So this exercise just helps me visualize the world as a photographer and pick up patterns that I normally wouldn't see when I'm out on a photo shoot. This one is titled How to Get Past Hating Your Photography. Hello all. I recently went out to a protest and took my camera to take some photos. I came back with around 350 photos and none of them were good. I don't mean it in a, oh, this could be better way. I mean every single photo flat out sucked. Either they weren't composed right, off angle, too blurry, poor exposure, or boring in general. I've been consistently practicing photography since the start of 2023. And I know the basics very well. I feel as if I know what I want to do, how I want to frame my photo, the settings to put it at, and then my photo comes out horrible when I review them. I feel like I should have improved by now, but every photo I take is boring. It's like there's no life, no energy to them. It looks like I just took a lazy photo with my phone camera. It's even worse that it makes me feel even more worthless as a photographer when I look back on my photos, and I can't even bring myself to critique them. It makes me feel ashamed that I was gifted the DSLR I use in hopes that I would improve and haven't. Any advice helps. Oh man. Okay, well, there's just so much. I think as creatives, everyone has felt like that from time to time, but we can't dwell on it because then that just kills our photography, our creativity. If our insecurity is higher than our willingness to create, then we've already lost, right? We are, as humans, we're creative beings and we need to go out and create. I think the best thing that this person can do is just take a breath, slow down, compose well, and then get those moments that they actually want while they're in the environment that they're in. So I have felt like this person multiple times, and I think it's because my anxiety of wanting to create the perfect shot overwhelms me, right? And we get overwhelmed and then we don't know what to create and we just start kind of snapping photos, right? We go through that process, we snap those photos, but then take a deep breath and see what we took photos of, and then maybe even think about, why did I take a photo where I took that photo? As this person has said that the photos weren't composed well, they were too blurry, they were off angle. All these different things can be improved when you're conscious as a photographer and understanding what you want to take a photo of. So yeah, review your photos, take a look and see what you can fix in the moment. Maybe you don't have to fix all these things at the same time, right? But it's okay, because at the end of the day, photography is hard, capturing that single moment is tough, because reality goes by so fast, and that's what separates the average photographer from an amazing photographer. It's learning to be in the chaos, understand the chaos, and capture that chaos. So keep shooting. You got this. Starting with photography, what advice do you have for me? So it starts off with, hi everyone, I just started with photography and have been reading up, watching videos on tips and basics. Mostly want to take pictures of my wife. She's a tribal dancer, which is cool. My baby, flowers, nature, and the moon. I dabble in other things, but not so much. My equipment is a Canon EOS R50, 2 zoom lenses, and a Pixel Pro 8. I haven't considered prime lenses or filters because I have no idea what else to get. I have asked ChatGPT for advice on what route I should take when learning. Currently, I've gone through exposition triangle, basics of composition, basics of portraits, difference between lenses. I'm following a lot of photographers on IG and YouTube and trying to experiment to define my style in a more consistent way. I haven't really gotten into photo processing, considered getting Lightroom, but I don't like that it's a subscription based. So I was looking for options. Is there a specific pathway or advice that you guys would have to improve? I was thinking on learning more on portraits and processing. These are some of the photos that I've liked most. Thanks in advance. Oh man, that's exactly how I started as well. I remember when I picked up my camera, I was taking photos of everything and anything, going on YouTube, searching for courses online. But something that I did early on in my photography career, and I thank myself for doing this, was I went to one of the biggest conferences for photography. And then that's where I found what the limits are to what is possible in photography. I saw the level of work that's considered world class. And then that's always something that I've aspired to, right? It really depends on your own goals. If you want to be a world class photographer, then I would suggest that you go to these conferences like WPPI, Imaging USA, and there's other ones that you just look up in your area. And then just keeping up with that momentum. Always keep learning, and then just find friends that have similar interests. When I started photography, there was a local meetup here in town that would meet up with models and photographers every single week, and we just practice. We would shoot. We would learn off of each other, and I think that community was one of the things that kept me going early on, which is really important. Also, find opportunities on Facebook. If you want to get into wedding photography or any kind of other event photography, find events on there, shadow people. You can even just write a post, say that you're willing to work for free. We all start somewhere, and I think that's a fantastic way to start. So keep at it, keep going, keep shooting, and you got this. So this question is how to get good at photography, as in what in the world do I have to learn? I bought a camera because I thought it was cool, and I guess I have always taken an interest in pictures both of me and taken by me. It's just I'm lost how to actually get better at taking pictures because I usually come home annoyed at whatever photos I get. The typical advice is to take my camera out lots and do it regularly, but I actually think I need to take time to learn the technical aspects of photography and also other factors that go into making photos work. I only really learned how to kind of control the exposure. I don't even know when it's appropriate to use flash. I use AF. I use auto white balance and a bunch of other features just on whatever the camera came with. Also, I don't know much about cameras and lenses, and maybe that's a story for when I actually can compose the pictures and come up with things that I like. On top of that, I have no clue how to edit. I would much appreciate a list of things I should probably look into and some nice resources to look into. Thank you so much. So I think this person is off to the right track, right? They're actually asking the right questions, and and they seem to know that it's not about the camera and the lenses, right? First, you need to learn your craft, and then you can go out and you get the nice fancy things. Number one is understanding what you want to take pictures of, because then that way you have a clear understanding and a clear goal of what you want your pictures to look like at the end, right? Is it portraits? Is it landscapes? Is it documentary work, right? All of these kind of require just a little bit of a different skill set. So once you have that clear definition of what you like to take photos of, then you find photographers that you connect with visually, emotionally, whatever it is. Find people that you connect with, and then that way you can see pinnacle of what that type of work is. Is it landscape? Is it portrait? Is it documentary work? All of these different types of work have a little bit of a different skill set. And once you know it, once you have that clear vision of what it is and then a clear path of photos that you look up to, then you have more of a framework of getting to that. And you can find the photos that you most like and then see what you like about them and then look at your own work and see what areas could work on next. Photography is literally just an exploration of self, because at the end of the day, no one can create what we can create. That image that we create, even though there can be a million other photographers, no one is going to get that image. So then we need to really understand what it is about photos that we love. So you did ask for a list, and the list is lighting, composition, and finding the moment. All of these items on the list have a billion other worlds that you can go down, right? But then you're able to work on them based on the subject matter that you want to photograph. So definitely before you work on the list, find what you want to take photos of. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know if you guys agree, disagree, or anything else. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.